Hi, neighbors. This is Carol Brooks. I'm your current vice president, and I provide oversight for three of the committees in our organization. The first is the HOA property maintenance, which is the fencing, the stonework, all the flower beds, etc., and that's chaired by Doug Ray. The second is the architectural review committee, and then beautification. But first of all, I provide oversight, but the people who run these committees are really the ones doing all the work. So let me start with the property maintenance. You probably noticed the Cheeks-Parker fence. Doug contracted with a group to get that stained. He did a great job of spending your money and mine, and also was able to get all the ironwork painted at the same time. So it really, really looks good. You'll notice a little different color from the Cummings fencing because we wanted to be complementary with Brookwood Hills fencing. We're also still working with the city of Bedford to improve the drainage issues that we have at the end of Ashbury, where all the trees are planted. You may have noticed also that the city did do some work on the west side of Ashbury, and that has alleviated a lot of the drainage problem. We were hoping to get started on that in the springtime, but Encore decided they wanted some new power lines put up there, so that kind of set us back a little bit. But we're putting together materials lists and some labor estimates to get that done, hopefully early next year. Some of the things we have to be aware of: there are power and water lines that parallel our fencing, and we have to provide access, so we have to be careful what we plant there. We're going to start with the east side of Ashbury at Cheeks-Parker because you probably noticed a lot of erosion has occurred over the years, and we're still trying to decide whether to remove those trees or just get them trimmed. I think initially we're probably just going to trim them. Very expensive to get them taken out, and they really are holding the soil and everything there anyway. So we're going to be working on that. And we're going to have to work with the city of Bedford because the trail that people walk along there belongs to the city, as does all the soil that runs from there and into the drainage ditch. So we have a request into the city now, but you may have noticed they're really busy with some other huge drainage projects at the moment. We're also trying to assess all the damage to the stonework. If you look all along Cummings and along Cheeks-Parker, there are 12 walls at 6 entrances. There are 42 pillars that support that fence, and there are 4 raised beds at Cummings. Most of that stonework is 30 plus years old. So there's a lot of loose stones, and so we're trying to get some estimates together to do that. I know Doug would welcome the help if you feel like you'd like to get out there with a shovel or do some work on any of those projects. There's his email, just send him a note. The second committee is Architectural Review Committee, and Kimberly was telling you it used to be called Compliance. These are the current members. You'll be asked later on to approve the addition of Steve Kennedy, but they all have a good background, not only with our covenants, so they're very well aware of those and materials lists, but they all have a good background in construction and engineering. Some of the things that we've done this year, because most of these fellows still have full-time jobs, we have really streamlined this whole process. We have made it all electronic. So I can either pick up paperwork, or if you have the ability, you can fax it or email it to me, and then it's in electronic form, and then I just get it to them. They look it over, they compare it to the covenants, and they really get back to you quickly on this. Plus, it's all up on the website, so it's really easy as a homeowner for you to access it and get it to us. This is a committee. All of these members are elected by you, the homeowners. And last but not least is beautification. And I don't know about you, but every time I drive in the Cummings entrances, I give a big thanks to Linda Poole and to everybody on her committee. Not only does it look beautiful, it changes with the seasons. They put up the flags when you have federal holidays and election days, and hang wreaths, you know, and other accoutrements when it's appropriate. We also have a program called Yard of the Month, and we have people that recognize our homeowners for the upkeep of their yards, whether they do it themselves or have it hired. And we give out some really nice coupons from Callaway's and from Marshall Grain. If you're interested in joining this committee, by all means, I know Linda would love to have your help. And it takes a lot of work just to weed it and fertilize it. And sometimes in the hot summer months, we actually last summer had to have a bucket brigade and do some external watering as well. And last but not least, Linda and her group worked directly with Doug on the HOA property maintenance. And we really hope to do some enhancements to the Cheeks Parker entrances in 2021. So that's the end of this video. You can click next to go on to the